very famous right now. It's
Very famous.
very, very famous.
Anywhere.
Do you remember going to dance auditions in New York and having to learn
yes.
combos?
Horrible. I'm a horrible mover. Yeah, I remember I kept getting called in for, actually right when I got on the town, like I had been called in for a series of dance auditions and I just always consistently bombing. Consistently. And like then I was called in for I think a production of West Side Story and I was like, you guys. And I said I wouldn't go in because it was
Maria?
humiliated. Antibodies. And and then they sent me an audition from the town. I was like, well, as far as I know, this is a huge dancing thing. And they were like, no, they're reconceiving it, and George Wolfe really wants to see newbies. So then I got it.
Oh, delicious. Are you ready for the
Oh, I'm terrified. Okay.
Great, perfect. Okay, you have 30 seconds to name as many celebrities that you know and at least one sentence about them.
Okay.
Funny counts for double.
Okay.
Go.
Matt LeBlanc shared a beer with him in his garage with no one else. True story. Elizabeth Banks felt her boobs. Shelley Long felt her boobs. Jack Plotnick, Shoshana Bean, Barrett Foa whores. Al Pacino, wonderful kisser.
You're good at this game.
Who else? Ben Stiller drunk dialed him, 2 a.m.
What did you say?
Oh no, it's just like a pocket dial.
Oh, a pocket dial.
But that's like not, you don't want to look at your phone and be like, shit, there's a message 4 minutes long to Ben Stiller.
Yeah, just a shuffle.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
just with your friends. Should we get another?
all right, let's talk about 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So you audition for it. They give you the part, but you have to workshop the role.
Right, well we created the show out of town in the Berkshires over the course of a winter. It was like literally like we were like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, like we were going mad in small houses in the middle of nowhere, like driving to work on the icy roads, and like the locals would come see the show. We had a woman come sit in the front row and she watched one of our workshops. Like we had like 50 chairs set up and that's like a little black box theater and we did the show over the course of 2 weekends, and this woman like sat in the front row and knitted the whole time. And she wasn't enjoying the show, but she did not need to, she wanted to continue the socks she was making. So that was like our demo.
Did you get to have a lot of creative say?
Oh yeah, like I mean I gotta name my character and like create the whole thing where, I don't know how many of you know the show, but like he goes into like this trance where he's like, when he spells and he kind of like has like cross-eyed, like I created that whole thing. Like we were staying at this house. One of the locals like let us stay there, and she had a sewing room set up. And I was bored one night, and I was like, I need something for my character. I feel like he's not very fleshed out, and I created a cape for him out of this woman's fabric that she had, and that just became a part of the character. Like this guy who like wore a cape, and they kept writing it into the show, and it's like, you guys, it's just so much funnier if you never talk about the cape. It's just on.
It's part of the outfit.
It's just part of the outfit. It's what he wanted to wear.
Okay, so how are you noticing any changes? I mean, this is a huge show. You're nominated for Emmys, but are you noticing people on the street are seeing you? What has been the reaction for you?
It's all been very, very positive. I will say that. Like the fans are the people who love the show really love the show. And I haven't met a lot of people who just don't like it. People seem to like it. That's good.
Good.
I do love my anonymity, so that part is harder. Just harder. But I'm embracing it, and I did have this really hilarious moment because now I just assume that anyone, like everyone knows me. I'm like, hello, hi. Which is not the case. There's a large percent of people who have no idea who the fuck I am and they don't care. And that's awesome.
But now they're watching the Christopher show.
Exactly. I was in New York this summer doing Shakespeare in the Park. And I was in Greenwich Village, and this woman comes running across the street, and she goes, excuse me, I'm so sorry, would you mind taking a picture? And I'm like, I absolutely not. How are you? How are you? And I was like, it's my pleasure. So I was like, I've actually got this down. I took the camera because I hate the fumbling of the camera and oh my god, the flash is on. So I'm like, I got it down. Like I do the whole reach out thing. I do this thing, and I take the picture of the two of us. And she goes, "No, me in front of this building." I was walking by the Carrie Bradshaw exterior from Sex and the City, and this woman wanted a picture of her in front of it, so I did take the picture of her, but I chopped her head off. Yeah, I didn't get her head in it.
I went on the internet and said you were going to be on the show, and people requested some questions. When your Asian TV daughter Lily grows up, would you rather see her perform in Miss Saigon, Pacific Overtures, or Marcy Park in Spelling Bee, and why? You haven't heard that one before, right?
I have not. I will say that's the first time I've gotten that question. I would love to see her play the Filipino whore Kim in Miss Saigon. Would love it if she has the range. I don't want to see her reaching for those notes. Comfortable. Or I've seen a bad Kim. We've all seen a bad Kim.
And you have to be supportive.
Oh, I do not hide my disappointment.
Good answer.